Hi guys, Marvin Kid here coming to you again. Now, a while back, guys, we heard the news that Marvel is and Netflix are joining forces to do 4 titles, and then they're gonna do a big thing like they did with the Avengers called the Defenders: Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and then the Defenders. Well, even after I did my thoughts on that, I actually started to realize that, this could be a good way for Marvel to get their lesser known heroes that maybe we know as comic fans know, but the immediate audience doesn't know. So I kind of am going to go maybe about 6 days or so and pick a few lesser known characters out there that I think Netflix should try to, after, if everything goes successful, Marvel should do some more of this, 15 episode season for characters and things like that. So I decided to start off with, gonna go ladies first, and it's 2 ladies actually, because we only got 1 female that's coming for the start. But I thought, let's start off with ladies first. And these 2 ladies I love, I respect them. They're pretty much, in my opinion, the Cagney and Lacey of the Marvel Universe. And that's none other than the Daughters of the Dragon, aka Misty Knight and Colleen Wing. Yes, I definitely think that this is a friend. These are 2 characters that really would get, can Marvel and Netflix can really get by in a series based film, not on TV, not on movie, the big screen, but on the small screen. This is really good. Now, for all those who don't know about these 2 ladies are definitely around the same circle as Luke Cage and Iron Fist. They're good friends. Actually, Misty Knight is Danny's girlfriend. They Luke and them go hand in hand. They're called the Daughters of the Dragon. That's what they are. And you got this former badass NYPD cop and a samurai girl teaming up, and they do private investigation stuff and things like that. But they take it to the streets, hard, gritty, and gritty, good street level stuff that we kind of want to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. Not just the big stuff from the Avengers and things like that, but the street level stuff. And that's why I like this idea what Netflix is doing. Now, once again, let me go into little details about Misty Knight for all those who don't know. Misty Knight is the sharp, badass, attitude, kick-ass female from the Marvel U. She is basically a combination of Cleopatra Jones, Foxy Brown, all those characters. She came out in the 70s, Afro puffs, everything like that. She was an NYPD officer. She lost her arm in a terrorist bombing. It took her right arm, I believe. Tony Stark, in dedication of her bravery, replaced her arm with a bionic arm. And at first it was just your ordinary bionic arm, really nothing special. And then it started to get modified over the years to the point that she can do so many things with her arm. It's really cool. It has like repulsor rays in it, similar to kind of like Iron Man's repulsors, but like freezing rays and things like that. She's great detective. She's always been a great detective. She's great markswoman, badass martial artist. And from there, I just researched more. I just give you a little nitty gritty on her. As for her partner in crime, Colleen Wing, she lives by that code of Bushido pretty well. She was trained by her grandfather, who taught her Bushido, the way of the samurai, very well. She learned it very well. She was the first human ally that Danny met when he came back from Kulun into the real world, in a sense. And they became really good friends about that. And she even trained a little bit in Kulun herself. She's not superhuman, but she learned some training in Kulun that actually allows her to go the extra distance than an ordinary human. A little bit of mysticism in that, the way of the warrior and things like that, which is really cool. Now, this could play well because once again, you could build up more of street level and have them doing, some things like, stopping this and stopping that and integrating some more big, you know, crime bosses and things like that. And the two main villains that I would think that would work well for their series alone, like the main villains, and you can add the other lesser known villains like, Humbug and, you know, uh, Cherry Bomb and, people like that. But the two main villains I think that could work well are none other than Moses Magnum and Rika Donna can work well in the series. So yes, Moses Magnum and Rika Donna. These are two characters that kind of go hand in hand with Misty Knight and Colleen Wing very well. Moses is a very underrated villain, but he's a very good villain. And Rika Donna is a mob boss, but she's really rich. She doesn't come off as your stereotypical mob boss in terms of, especially she looks more like a mob boss's wife, but she's the boss. She's dangerous as well. But yeah, this could really work in a sense. You could really tell good cop-esque drama stories, but add a little superheroism to it, Marvel style, just like how they've done with the various Daughters of the Dragon miniseries that were really good. I do recommend those, and keep that flavor that we all love about Misty Knight and her girl Colleen Wing. Now, as for casting, this was a lot hard. I'm okay with casting. My first is always to get lesser known actors to play the role. Play the roles as well. But I know some of you guys, you always, okay, get your, who would you want? Your picks out of the way. Well, let's start off with Misty Knight. Alright, when I thought about Misty Knight, I needed somebody that can play that fire, that attitude of Misty Knight, and would get into the training into being a martial, getting hand-to-hand combat training and that cop side as well. The first person that I picked was actually, believe it or not, my girl Taraji P. Henson. For all those who don't watch the show Person of Interest, she was on that show and she was a cop in that, and she fit that part. Every time I watched her as Detective Carter on that show, I was like, oh my god, this is Misty Knight right here. And she looked, and it looked so well of her playing that. So yeah, Taraji is one choice. The other choice that came right off the top of my head was Sanaa Lathan, in a sense. I can kind of see her with the afro puffs and the puffs and playing that role, getting a little nitty gritty at best as well. So yeah, because I haven't seen Sanaa Lathan in a while, so I would really like to, that'd be kind of cool. But always my first choice is also always a little lesser known actor, to get the role. Now, as for her girl Colleen Wing, I'm always open to any Asian actress to play it, Asian American, doesn't matter, to play a role, because most importantly, she has to be Asian in my opinion. That's just me being true to the character. But if anything, I can see, believe it or not, I can see Maggie Q playing that role very well. Maggie Q playing Colleen Wing for me would make my day. I know her show Nikita ended. It just ended not too long ago. It was really the last season was really short. I was a little disappointed in that. But I think she could pull off Colleen Wing, and she can get on. She can do the training as well as the swordsmanship. Training with swords to learn how to do it well. Now, as for Moses Magnum, I said Moses Malone. I'm thinking basketball here. Moses Magnum. I would say, believe it or not, I'm gonna go with one of my favorite actors, Mr. Blair Underwood. I think he could pull that off so well. Um, he can play that brash but arrogant villain that Moses Magnum is his character is based off of. You know, he's this rich tycoon but has abilities, but he's also very arrogant in a sense. He's kind of like a mixture of Lex Luthor meets Norman Osborn in a sense. But he's very good at his role, and Blair Underwood is a very, very talented actor, and I think he could pull it off very well, in my opinion. That's just me. That's just me. Now, as for Rika Donna, that's a tough one for me. I wouldn't mind seeing a lesser known, you know, a unknown actress coming on to play the role. Just particular for me, but definitely the three like I gave you right there. Those ones came really off the top of my head, and I can't really think of anybody to play Rika Donna, but it would be really cool to see a great fight scene between her and Misty Knight, because there was a fight scene in the Daughters of the Dragon miniseries comic that her and Misty had this badass fight that it was just like, oh, this is just nitty gritty right here. This is great stuff. I'm talking arm bars, I'm talking nitty gritty haymakers, and this is Misty not using her bionic arm until finally she was just like, okay, enough of this, and just pimp slapped her with her bionic arm. But it was just great martial art fighting from there. But yeah, guys, this is the first day one of the first of this, you know, series that I'm gonna do, this little mini that I'm gonna do, where I think Marvel and Netflix should start looking back once again in the future. If this goes off like a cinch, goes off really well, it gets over, it sells well, then Marvel should think about doing more, putting out more of their property. And to me, first and foremost, get some more of the female heroines out there, and Misty Knight and Colleen Wing could start the ball, in my opinion. I know somebody would say, man, you should have did Elektra, because Elektra, since they got Daredevil, you know, Elektra is associated with because Marvel has the Elektra license back as well. But I wanted to go different. I went with Colleen Wing and Misty Knight, the Daughters of the Dragon. So stay tuned, guys, for more of this. And if you enjoyed this, tell me what you thought about this. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or are you like, I can see this working more on the small screen than the big screen? But other than that, this is M.V.K saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys, as always. I'll see you guys next time with day 2. I'll be back day 2 with Night Thrasher. I'll see you guys then.